What's up guys, welcome back to TheReviewSpace, and today I want to review Fable The Lost Chapters for the original Xbox. That's right.
This is also a tribute to Fable Journey that comes out later this month.
Alright, well this is the game disc. I actually don't have the casing and the instruction manuals, but you know what? As long as I got the game, that's all I need. There it is. Platinum Hits, that's right, which is basically the greatest hits of the Xbox library. And it came out in 2005. A year after the original Fable came out, and this is basically an expanded version of the original Fable from 2004. As you can see, it's rated M for mature. It's by Lionhead Studios, and it's an exclusive for the original Xbox. You know what? I'm going to try something a little bit different. I'm going to review this game on screen, so I'll be making commentaries while I actually review the game footage and everything. So, what are we waiting for? Let's do this. Come on.
Okay, so here we go. This is the game, Fable Lost Chapters, and let's begin with the gameplay and controls.
In short, Fable Lost Chapters is an open-world action RPG that features morality-based character development. You start off in the village of Oakvale as a young boy living with his beloved family. You explore the village, interacting with various people and characters, either helping them out by doing good deeds or choosing otherwise.
It's like Infamous and Legend of Zelda had a cute little baby. Goo goo, goo goo, wah, wah, wah. I know Infamous came out later. Shut up.
The emphasis on choice established early on, such as when an older gentleman requests you to guard over his boxes during a short absence. A small boy immediately asks you to destroy a few of the boxes while he's away, and you can either ignore this, thus performing a good deed, or commit vandalism.
What a little prick. Has he nothing better to do with his time? I mean, yeah, Oakville is a middle-aged type of town with no television, no internet, no video games, and full of sexy women walking around that he's too young for. Okay, fine. Fuck the boxes. Take that, bitch. Yeah.
In another task, a woman who's been looking for her unfaithful husband requests you to find him, and of course, you eventually see him getting frisky with some slag. The husband will ask you to keep it quiet for a piece of gold, which you can either accept or decline. By declining and telling on his wife, this adds another point to your good deeds. In a comedic segment, the wife runs off to berate her philandering husband.
Okay, pretty funny, but why the hell would you cheat on this?
She raised her children and still managed to look smoking freaking hot? Darfbag 101!
I can't blame her if she chops your balls off.
Other good deeds involve helping a small girl find her teddy bear by beating up a bully to retrieve it. In turn, your father gives you gold to buy some chocolate candy as a present for your sister.
Ugh, isn't that just precious? Now why is this game rated M? I've seen more violence in Pokemon.
Amidst this relative peacefulness, the story abruptly takes a darker turn as barbarians pillage and attack Oakville. The village is burned, the father is killed, and the mother and sister are captured.
Oh shit.
A mysterious man named Maze takes you in to live in Rays among the Heroes Guild, a place to train heroes and hone their skills. Here we get basic tutorials on wielding weapons for melee combat, archery for distance fighting, and applying the will magic powers, aka how to use the Force, Luke.
Seriously, I'm surprised they didn't just call the game Wizard Wars, a new hack.
So, as we continue in Harry Potter the Philosopher's Stone, Fable Lost Chapters, the hero grows up into a man and become a renowned warrior. You earn experience by killing enemies, preferably avoiding getting hit because the combat multiplier increases your points, and collecting green energy things left behind. Hold the right shoulder button to sap these green ectoplasm, while nearby to avoid walking over directly. Sort of convenient if you're just walking by, but practically useless during melee combat, as you just end up accidentally pressing the magic buttons, which can fuck up your game. You make a mistake, the enemy hits you, you lose combat multiplier points.
That's especially annoying with the B button, which is another designated slot for the will powers. You can use up to 3 magic powers at a time, but since you also run with the B button and you're holding R half the time, will mana gets wasted.
The melee combat is simple hack and slash, using attack, block, or in my case, attack, 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 attack. There's not a lot of strategy to it, since the combat system focuses more on properly combining which willpowers complement each other the best, such as slowing down time, mixed with berserk mode, and multi-hit, increasing your striking attack significantly. Look at how I destroyed this giant wood troll in just a few hits with this combination. Yeah, take that, you stump bastard.
I have the power!
There is also weapon augmentation, fusing your melee weapon such as sword or hammer with elemental properties. For example, let's take my obsidian great hammer and fuse it with fire augments. Now it even looks cooler with flames coming out the sides and a stylistic blaze every time I swing it. It's supposed to be stronger against certain enemies too. You can add more than one augments to a single weapon. Take my obsidian longsword, which is already infused with a silver augs. Mix it up with a fire augs and what happens? It glows with electric blue and a fiery blaze, making it even sexier.
It's like a Jedi and a Sith lightsaber at the same time. Sweet!
You complete various missions known as quests throughout Albion, gaining gold and experience along the way. This can range from helping little kids save their sick brother by collecting blue mushrooms requested by a witch.
Of course.
Getting goofy haircuts and facial hair solicited by strange old men because he says it's for his mysteriously never-seen daughter.
Naturally.
And helping evil bandits kill every innocent person in a frickin' camp.
Oh yeah. Wait, what?
That's right. Did you forget the morality system? Look, you're also offered evil quests from time to time, and not every choice you make should be for the greater good. For example, you'll face choices to either kill or show mercy to defeated enemies or innocent civilians. These choices can alter the story and affect how other characters react to you. If you're a benevolent hero, people cheer and clap their hands in your presence. It's nice and cute, but the real fun is being evil. You know, beating up villagers, slaying guardsmen, and doing whatever the fuck you want. You can accept both challenges before a quest, and these require completing specified tasks, such as finishing it with a certain set of time, or fight without wearing armor. I like the idea, but I find myself avoiding most of them for the sake of simplicity. I guess it's good for those seeking higher challenge, but I feel it's just padded difficulty.
Besides, I can't really stand a naked guy running around thrusting his sword into people. Now if it was a girl?
You can only master certain spells by being super good or super evil, which obviously limits some of your powers. But there's plenty of attacks to choose from, and upgrading your stats give the real edge. It may seem confusing with all the subcategories, but it's quite simple. Each one are well described regarding their purpose and upgrade cost. Good or evil, you must become stronger to progress. Alright, so now let's talk about the graphics. Well, for the most part, Fable Lost Chapters looks great. I say most because there are some issues. Albion's world has a real-time clock system, with daylight switching to nighttime and so on after about 8 minutes or so. During the day, your surroundings are colorful, lush, and quite visible. Trees, grass, roads, sky, buildings, towns just look better in daytime. Occasionally, there's some hiccups and texture pop-ins during loading areas, but it's no big deal. Unfortunately, half the game takes place during night where everything appears dim and monotonous. It gets annoying to the point that I go out of my way to sleep on a bed before any exploration or quests, just to make sure the levels look brighter. I appreciate the realistic aspect of day to night, but it does become a visual detriment.
I mean, how would you feel if every video on YouTube looked like this? Yeah, you'd want Eternal Sunshine too.
Character models have a cartoonish, realistic, hybrid look, and the lighting can be so bright that they appear to glow. It's a cool effect though, adding to the fairy tale-like aspect of the game. Level designs are varied throughout Albion, with some areas having a darker tone and atmosphere such as Hob Cave and Darkwood Forest. Again, going back to my nighttime gripe, these locations are naturally dimmer, and I would embrace them more for their variety if the rest of the game were permanent daylight. In the old days of Dragon Warrior and Lufia, the designated dark stages were caves and forests themselves, so they felt refreshing along with the usual bright outdoor stages. Add to the fact that these areas are filled with respawning enemies, so you visit here often during training, and the darkness get redundant. Throughout the game, you encounter various enemies and bosses such as pesky wasps and their giant queen, bandits, hobs, which are short troll-like monsters, powerful giant wood trolls and their stone counterparts, Bulverines, aka werewolves, and their white Bulverine leader, and even the ghastly undead.
Werewolves, The Walking Dead, trolls, magic powers. What is this, Harry Potter? Din, 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 din. Fable, fable.
Right. There's a gauge showing how good or evil your hero has become. Physically, you stay human-looking the more benevolent you are. As the hero become more evil, your characters spout horns and appear more devilish. These characteristics morph periodically and provide a manifested timeline of your actions. Alright, so now let's move on to sound. In terms of music, Lost Chapters is minimal but memorable. I like the few songs they provide for each segment, such as the thundering boss fight theme, the whimsical exploration music, or just plain ambience. It's atmospheric and gets the job done. The story is presented through still pictures and cutscenes with a narrative voiceover. Most of the characters also have fitting voices, with some having English accents while others are more Irish sounding. If I have to nitpick, one of the important supporting characters is kind of annoying. Maybe it's just her attitude, but her nonchalant delivery and posh accent sound so uptight for a chick who's been through so much hardship. On the other hand, the hero doesn't speak at all, which is typical for RPGs. I've always disliked the mute heroes because A, they have zero dialogue in a game full of talking characters, and B, they sacrifice a lot of charisma by not having any good lines.
This guy has all the powers of Kratos from God of War and none of his personality. But Kratos is a one-dimensional bloodthirsty anti-hero. Hey, at least Kratos has a personality.
I don't play much RPGs, but this one kept me entertained. By telling the truth, defending the weak, and obeying the rules, you're rewarded for choosing good moral actions. On the other hand, being the hellish rogue of Albion is just plain fun. This competing duality in video games can be flawed, but at least they gave you choices and consequences, instead of linearity. In terms of visuals, later Xbox games are so high quality that they look like PS3 games in standard resolution. And Lost Chapters is no exception. Sure, the story could be more original, the nighttime is a nuisance, and the hero might as well be missing a tongue. But despite all the gripes and nitpicks, it's worth the investment. Lost Chapters is an action role-playing game that I've grown to enjoy, and if you own an Xbox, check this one out for an epic adventure.
Alright, so that's it for my review of Fable: The Lost Chapters for the Xbox. Thank you for watching, and until next time, ciao!